Canadian like the stream you're watching right now, even Matchup Gaming.
Yeah, I feel like we gotta ask some locals and figure out what they think of. Is syrup a sauce?
Press 1 in chat if syrup is a sauce.
Press 2 in chat if syrup is gonna sauce.
Press 2 if syrup is gonna sauce. Well, we'll see. We have one of the sauciest Ness players on screen alongside syrup. He's going up against Send, the Ness from Utah, the undebatable #1 out of that region, and one of the best online players as well.
Yeah, online or offline, honestly, Send brings it.
We'll see what he can bring to syrup. I'm pretty sure that Send is the purple Ness.
Yes. We see down smash not connecting immediately, going to get that back
No
air.
jump.
This is an opportunity here. And we do see the down air connect cleanly.
Who has the balls to challenge that?
Send does, apparently.
That guy does have it.
Not the kind of guy to back down from a challenge, 100%.
Oh my gosh, and look, he doesn't mind challenging the juggling game of Ness right there. He says, look, I've got insane aerial drift. I'll use this air dodge early. And he does get back down, and now it's time for him to try and start building a lead, because even though he got that first stock so early, syrup never let him out of his sight.
No, 100% was scoping him down, despite Sen doing a great job of playing around the space that you see those angled PK fires from these platforms. Sen was able to find these aerials on the way down because of the space he was forced into.
And he's forcing syrup off stage right now. Good use of the double jump and recognizing that there can be a big follow-up off a down smash. This is what's crazy about this matchup, is that one tiny whiff is all it takes for an entire stock to go. This punish game goes nutso.
Of course, both players being a master with their own characters aren't going to fall for any of the cheese, but you do got to go for it. Go for the kite block. Unfortunately, he recognized that he couldn't get his PK Thunder to cancel out the other one fast enough, but he did at least knock him into the skies and set up the continual edge guard, use the yo-yo. Again, just challenging that PK Thunder too.
And one of the things that's impressing me so much about these two already is just the reaction time. And I love the attempt to tech chase with the PK Flash, although it doesn't work out there. And once again, we have to see if syrup can make this comeback from the stock deficit. Nice tomahawk as well to get him the stage control. And we've already seen some really good edge guard game.
The spacing from Syrup has been insane, and his willingness to just stand in one spot and wait for the opportune moment to move just out of the way and right back in.
I'm telling you, he's one of the smartest young prodigies out there, and he is continuing to show that off. But Ness, in the hands of Send, is just such a presence. You can't get him off of you.
No, look at these flying hitboxes. The percents are climbing. Syrup is not on a moment to breathe. He again uses that get-up attack to get through the yo-yo. You got that invincibility, so you don't have to deal with it. Syrup setting up his ledge trap now. Oh, the angle's gonna mean that's punishable. Didn't quite hit the ledge like he wanted.
No, I think that might have been on purpose by Sen, because we saw last time at that angle, he went straight to the ledge and thought that maybe Syrup would drop the shield to try and get the up smash to counter hit that.
See if you can catch him slipping.
It just didn't work out though, and that's one of the risks you've got to try and take early on in a match, is figure out what kind of adaptation score does my opponent have today. Are they going to adapt on the first time I try something, maybe the second? In this case, it's the first for Syrup.
100%, and now I think it's time to stop testing them and maybe take yourself into the lab so you can handle this. My goodness. Going to have to go straight to the ledge and challenge that. Barely able to avoid the clank on the hitbox there, keeping you alive.
We've seen a whole lot of that PK Thunder near the ledge. Syrup, great DI on the dash attack.
Straight to the corner, not going to be able to punish the air dodge, but does catch the jump. You know Nesses love to be in the air, so Sen flying to the skies with that neutral air is going to send Syrup down a game.
Sends him, I see. I see what you did there. Very mature, Ryan.
I am an adult.
We all know puns are the lowest form of comedy.
Yeah.
Please don't look up my commentary from when I was 17.
I can't believe I'm being lectured by you about this.
Yeah, by me of all people.
Of all people.
Man, I can't believe that I have to lecture anybody on Ness versus Ness when two of the best to do it are right here. I mean, that, again, like I said, to know how to challenge that PK Thunder 2 at all with any character, but particularly Ness versus Ness, sometimes it's really hard to put Ness exactly where you want him to go, because his hurtbox shifts around so much, and especially with that double jump, he kind of goes back and forth, but Send was just in the right place at the right time for pretty much most of the set.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of Dittos are kind of awkward and volatile, but I feel like Ness in particular has a kit that is so well designed to destroy his own character You'll see all kinds of wacky, wild stuff between the two. And Ascend in particular, there's a reason he was self-proclaimed best Ness for the longest time, is very proficient in the Ditto. We got to see it firsthand a long time ago against one of our hometown heroes. But Ascend showing that off, despite it was incredibly close. We saw the adaptation back and forth between the two. And I anticipate seeing a lot more of that kind of action moving on.
I honestly expect to see the offstage game become even more of a center point of this Ditto than it already is, because I think right now what we're seeing is, yes, a healthy amount of ledge trapping, but honestly just a ton of really huge combos in center stage. But offstage is where the magic really happens in an Ness Ditto. That's where if you need a comeback, you're immediately trying to force your opponent off stage.
Right, and I saw, game one, there was not a whole lot of risks being taken by either of these players off stage, just a little bit of playing, right? But Send, normally when I watch him, he spends more time off stage than a Bayonetta does. So I would not be shocked to see a lot going on off stage right now. It's on stage though, Send setting Syrup ablaze.
And look at him trying to space out the Nair, which is normally so safe against other characters, but Ness has that air-to-air proficiency that he can immediately counterattack, even with that Nair on shield. But like you said, man, it's Send right off the bat, getting that early lead.
Applying the pressure, but Syrup counter poking. Again, we see Send go high above. Is there going to be an answer here? That's just going to be a back throw. And that's going to do it for the first stock.
And I love that Syrup didn't try to do too much there, right? Never tried to go for something like the Bat or PK Thunder 2 of his own or anything. He knew that if he kept it simple, if he kept it clean, he'd be able to take that stock no problem. And the whole sequence ends up working out for him.
Ooh, the up smash coming in to punish the spot dodge, though. You typically do see stuff like that after the forward airs hit the shield from Ness because they're looking for a grab a lot of the time.
Honestly, using that up smash as a very active hitbox is kind of big in this matchup just because of how long Ness tends to kind of maneuver through space. I love that mix-up from Send too. Facing away and using that PK Thunder kind of makes it a little bit harder to guess where exactly he's going to go.
But knowing that Send, the way he positioned himself, would have to air dodge to grab that ledge, you just put out that meaty yo-yo, and that is the answer to take a stock lead now, 2-1 for Syrup.
Ooh, and he was looking to take it with a 2 stock. With those drag down up airs too, that's how you know Ness is looking for the insane stuff.
They're getting a little bit wild. Sendo, kind of back to the basics here, just sitting around with these nairs. And this time, neutral get-ups into the yo-yo, maybe didn't think he had the distance.
The problem there for Send, that he couldn't take the stock with that down smash, is that his spacing was just a little bit off. He needed to be just like a hair closer to that ledge and he'd be able to hit the neutral get-up, but it doesn't matter now. He has been thriving on stage and putting it to a last stock situation where even though Syrup has definitely had momentum in this game, momentum don't matter when you're on last stock.
Double fire, and he does react to the air dodge, even if he's not getting you off stage, is taking extra damage off of that with the Nair. Syrup's answering back pretty quick. Percent's very close to even. Ness is just such an explosive character that honestly any percent is death percent if they're able to knock you off.
And Syrup did it too far from the ledge.
Yeah.
The same thing that he's been doing a whole lot, and I think he might have just believed that he was higher than he was, so that he would be able to have that drift back over. Distance.
Yeah. Every time an S player does one of those, I get a little bit shook because I think there's no way you're recovering from here, right? And then they do grab the ledge. This is the one time I've seen them actually not reach.
Yeah, he just canceled the double jump with the up B a little bit too early, where normally I think he would have thought to have drifted a little bit closer to the stage. And that's a big SD because now he's down 2-0 against Send.
And there was a lot of opportunity there for Syrup to even it up, but Send, showing the veteran status.
The kind of guy who says, I don't care how much momentum you're rolling with, right? You can show me all these new things, but I'm going to be able to pick that up in the same instant. And that's the really rough thing about going down 2-0 in the Ditto, is that no matter how many adaptations you make, your opponent can make those same changes because you're playing the same character.
Exactly.
2-0 comebacks in the Ditto is just so hard.
And there we saw again, Send trying to put the PK Thunder out and cancel Syrups with his, but realizing he's not going to get there fast enough, just decided to knock him up for the juggle. And it sure did work out for him, taking the first stock. Again, like you mentioned earlier, as the games move on, that's when it starts to get a little bit wild off stage.
Yeah, Send showing off the real importance right there of being proactive when you go off stage against the Ness. You can't just wait for him to pop the PK Thunder and go out there, because by that time you're way too late. But he knew that if he kept the pressure on Syrup, he'd be able to take him out. And now, working on the second stock, he may be taking him out in dominant fashion.
Yeah, catching that neutral get up immediately, recognizes he's going for the Thunder there. That's an air. That's 2 stocks up for Send.
Once again, showing off that proclivity to go off early against the Ness. You know, we called it. That off-stage game is going to be what defines the end of the set. And Send the turnaround with the magnet. This is looking ridiculous.
Like you said before, when those up airs start coming, the drag downs from Ness, you know that they're saucing.
Best Ness,
oh
dude.
My goodness. It's taken Syrup so long to find just one hit to even step back up. The timing from Send to avoid that yo-yo. Syrup is back in it though, gets that back throw, takes a single stock. Is it too little too late?
Oh, it's Syrup getting a miss input there. I think he wanted to get the VAR back air when he did that dash attack the other way. But it didn't cost him the ledge trap. Yeah, this could be a comeback. Don't call it a comeback.
Applied a lot of damage, but that air bear comes out from Send first. It is Syrup off stage. This is where Send has made the cheddar. But Syrup, great use of that forward air to buy yourself some space.
Yes, Syrup has really increased the pace of his play. He is going so much faster than he was before, but it's too little too late. Send finishes it out with a 2 stock. Just widened the gap as that set went on, and I am not entirely sure why he dropped the tag Best Ness, because that is how he's looking right now.
It's looking like it. You know, maybe when you drop the tag, it's because you know you have nothing left to prove.
Yeah.
They know I'm the best Ness. I can be Send now.
What am I trying to say by this? Now it's just bragging.
Right. It's like, look, who's challenging me?
And now he's just Send, because he's sending people to the loser's bracket all week.
100%.
He's in the top 16 now. That is winners quarters of the entire tournament. And that just shows you, man, just how consistent this guy has become as he continues to grind and perfect this character.
And you can see as soon as he knew that the double jump was spent, he was able to chase that landing pretty well. Ness, he has great hitboxes to cover to the side, both front and back. Nair covers both at the same time, but doesn't have a lot to cover directly below him, so that up air is kind of free.